Good evening, everybody, or good afternoon, I should say. Welcome into Slot Channels in Depth. I'm your host, RhinoMan, and today's show is going to be a great one. Let's get to it. Let's see what we're talking about today. Hey, guys, I want you to remember one of two things. This series is geared toward viewers of slot channels. However, slot channels can get a lot of information from the viewers. Today's episode is what are high limit slot channels? We're going to find out about that in a minute. Welcome in TikTok. Thank you guys for coming in. We're live both on YouTube and TikTok. I appreciate you guys coming in. Melvin Lopez 2265 is on TikTok. Sylvia Martinez 627 joined us on TikTok as well. Appreciate you guys coming in. Hey, let's get to it. What are high limit channels? But first, as I always do, I have three questions for you. These questions are for viewers of slot channels. How did you first discover a slot channel? I need to know. Good afternoon, Yo Ange. I'll get to you in a minute. I hope you're recovering. I know you're going to be on that scooter soon. But the first question is, how did you first discover a slot channel? Hey, maybe you get it in your feed. Maybe you watch Brian Christopher, The Big Jackpot, NG, whoever it was. I want to find out how you first discovered slot channels. Question number two, except for slot channels, what do you watch most on YouTube? It could be anything. It could be home repair, how-to videos, how to fix your car, Mustangs. What are your other interests on YouTube? I want to know. Let me know because it makes a difference. We'll get into that in later episodes. Okay, and third question is, when you go to restaurants, basically, when do you write a review? Once you get good service or once you get terrible service? What about average service? Do you write a review most of the time when you get excellent service, or do you just chalk that up to, hey, they're supposed to provide me good service, I love it, and then when somebody pisses you off and you get bad service, you're like, hey, I'm going on Yelp, I'm writing this shit out, and I'm gonna leave a bad review or whatever. What about just average service? Average food at a restaurant, but the waitress and the staff made it extraordinary. Do you write a comment then? Hey, I want to know. It makes a difference in how you do things, whether it's all the time across the board, average service, you write on Yelp or whatnot. If you are one of those people that believe, hey, bad service, I need to write a strongly worded letter and let them know what's going on. That's what it is. New subs, let's recognize them. Neely777, thank you, bro, for joining. Hungry for Slots, Christina Castle, thank you for coming in. Brad and Frenchy French. Hey, thank you guys for coming in. Really appreciate it. Sorry if I butchered your name across the bottom. Let's see who's in the chat. I see a lot of people in here already. Yo, Ange, I hope you're recovering. You have a speedy recovery. I hope it wasn't too serious, but we know you'll be back on your feet soon. If not, Joe will be pushing you around town to get your videos. Sister Yoshi, thank you for coming in. Randy the Slot Wizard. Hey, bro, what's going on? Hey, you know how I do. I got a beer coming up right here. Cheers, guys. Hey, Thursday afternoon. The weekend is upon us. What are your weekend plans? Let me know in the comments. Yoshi Slots, thank you for coming in. Connie, there you go. Big Easy Slots, thank you for joining. Randy the Slot Wizard. Yo Ange, Bradley Jones. Come on, my feed. Documentaries. Okay. Documentaries is what you watch. Hey, I like some of them. I like some of the gambling documentaries that talk about how people tried to rip off Vegas back in the day. Kaz is from Guam here. Thank you for joining us on TikTok from Guam. I really appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. Let's see. Hello, my friends. Big Easy Slots. Robert Kozinski, thank you for being in here, bro. Really appreciate you. You are definitely a fan of slot channels, and you're definitely a supporter of many of them. Let's see. Bradley Jones, Sister Yoshi. Paul Lemon, he has a question. Hi, Rhino. Having Ross says what on your channel was a mistake. What Ross has threatened many people horribly and needs to be held accountable. You know, I offer an open platform. I like to meet other creators and stuff. I was terrified by some of the trolls that were in here. I don't really mind trolls. It doesn't bother me. You could come in just as long as you're not racist or derogatory towards myself or the guest or anybody in the chat. It's all good. Knock yourself out. But hey, I had him on the channel, so it's an experience I could cross off. Lucky Obsession. Sorry I missed your birthday stream last night. I was with some people that I couldn't get out of. Was I was at I was able to watch it to watch your happy birthday. Oh, wish you a happy birthday. I appreciate that, Lucky Obsession. Suck it up. Cheers, girl. Okay, guys. I'm gonna jump right into this. Um, Slot channels come and go. Um, really, they come and go all the time. But at a high limit slot channel, they go more than they come because sometimes they bite off more than they expected. Some of these channels I'm about to show you have stood the test of time or will stand the test of time just because I know what their bankroll is. I've seen their bank statements. Kidding, Mr. Hampe. I haven't seen your bank statement. Anyway, we'll get right into that. I want to address something. Some viewers have come to me after last night's OG show and pretty much let me know, hey, what about this channel? What about that channel? I'm a one-man research show, so please, anything you guys could do to help me out to discover new channels, let me know if I missed somebody that should have been in one of these categories. We still have a lot of time left in this 30-day series, and this topic is nothing new. It'll be back on the show a little bit later in different formats and different channels being put on there. Today, you might not see some of the channels that you think you're going to see. And that's because I reserved them for the later episode, which is at a different level. So, hey, you're gonna want to make sure you get to that one. But you know, the question is this: what is a high limit? What is wow? What am I doing? What is high limit? It's an excellent question. It is not consistently. It's not always the same. It's consistently changing. I'm stumbling over my words. It's consistently changing, and basically, it's driven by the super high rollers that are putting up these massive bets. Even a year ago, a high bet was like a $10 spin bet or a $20 spin bet. And prior to that, anything 5 and above was considered, high limit. However, that changes with time, inflation, I guess, whatever the situation may be. Chris and Lou Slots, thank you for coming in. Whatever the situation may be, high limit has changed. And so have the channels that play high limit. Like I said, they come and go over time. Thank you guys on TikTok. I really encourage you viewers to share the live. And yeah, please, anybody on TikTok, share the live out. I would appreciate that. That would help me out tremendously. Give me the hearts, whatever it is. I'm not too familiar with TikTok, but I love you guys too. So high limit has changed over the years. But in my opinion, we'll get on to my opinion and everything. My opinion really doesn't matter. Let's get on here. Let's see what we got. Okay, so first off, and these are in no particular order. These are just some of the high limit channels that I know about. Wait a minute. I didn't even get I did get my shout out. Jose Slots Ruiz, thank you for coming in. I thought I missed a couple of people in there. Anyway, thank you guys for coming in. So my slotty obsession, it's a high limit slot channel. You're gonna need to go over and check it out. I just discovered this channel recently, been around a little while. However, I just discovered it. So hopefully I can share it with you and you guys can discover it too. My slotty obsession, high limit channel. They do a lot of high limit bets all across the board. Now, high limit, most of the time when you're watching these high limit channels, if you see in the thumbnail, there's a car and a boat. For the most part, these channels are betting at least with a down payment of a decent car, if not the whole car or boat. So, that's pretty much what high limit is. They're betting with money that I can't conceive of and normal viewers can't conceive of either. That's what makes them so entertaining, because it gives us something to look forward to, and to think about, even though we're not that kind of a bettor. Thank you for joining me on TikTok. I really appreciate it. Okay, so number two, Slot Cracker. If you guys don't know Slot Cracker, this guy's funny. The name says it all. You have to go over to his channel, and check it out for yourself. He's a funny guy. Um, just you'll enjoy it, and you'll enjoy the high limit bet. Now, some of these bets, they're not super high. I'm not talking about the $125 spins, the 250, the 300, the $1,000 spins. That'll be a little bit later on. However, we do have some big high rollers in here. Check out Slot Cracker. Okay, the guy, he's been on the show. I don't know if I put the link down below, but NJSlotGuy, he's a high limit player too. And he will tell you straight out that if he was to start his channel again, there's no way he would have started out at high limit. Like a lot of the other channels did, they didn't start out as high limit. They grew to that position, and he would have preferred to go that way, where he grew gradually to high limit versus jumping into high limit. His viewers expect him to play that, and he got in at the right moment at the right time. Meet Ed, great person and really funny. I'll have to check that out. Okay, yeah, Slot Cracker. Thank you, Sister Yoshi, for dropping that link. You can drop the links to all these channels if you're not being worked out by the trolls. I appreciate it. So NJSlotGuy, excellent guy. He's a brother from another mother. I would recommend you going to his channel, because I've watched it and I enjoy it. I can't wait to meet the guy. Not all high limit channels are English speaking channels. Mucho Dinero Slots. Again, this is another channel that I recently discovered, and I can't wait to dig into more of his play, because for me, gambling has no language barrier. You put your money in the machine, you press the button. Watching Mucho Dinero Slots is like watching a good soccer match. When he starts to get those bets, you hear that goal, but he doesn't say it. But I'm just comparing it to a slot match. I mean, a soccer match. Anyway, Mucho Dinero Slots. Check him out. There's another channel, Impulsive Slots. He's another Spanish channel that kills it too. Let's see. Then we have Deja Vu Slots. Now, I think most of you guys have heard of Deja Vu Slots, and they very well could have been in the OG slot category as well. But I put them in this category for high limit slots. Enjoy their channel. And a lot of these have been come to me from viewer recommendations, and I appreciate everybody who sends me something. I really appreciate it. Robert Kaczynski, I think I missed a question from him. Let's get this on the board. I like high limit bets, but some of them make a big deal out of a hand pay when they hit a $50 or more bet, when they're spending $50 or more a bet. That's a good point, Robert Kaczynski, because here's the deal. I've watched a lot of these slot channels. Yes, they may get 4 or 5 or 6 hand pays in a night, but betting at $100, $50 bets, even $20 bets, you get a couple of good bonuses. You got a hand pay already. It might, hey Brad, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. It might only be a $1,200 or $1,300 hand pay, which isn't the amount times their bet. If you're watching a channel that has a $10 spin or a $5 spin, and they get that huge bonus, 100, 200, or 500 times their bet, that jackpot is massive, because it's the times their bet. And it's not necessarily true, but some of the channels that I watch that bet the higher limits, I see more hand pays, but the multiplier, meaning it's not 100 times their bet, it's not 500 times their bet. And when they do get those are huge. But you have to take what you get along the way. King Versami's, I was watching him play the other day, and he was betting those $2,500 spins. yeah, obviously you get 3 jacks, you get $1,500 hand pay, one right after another, but you're spinning that. That's just a line hit basically, and it's going right back in the machine. James Krupler, Michelle, thank you for coming in. Melvin Lopez, how you doing? How you doing, bro? Okay, so Deja Vu Slots. Let's see where that takes us to. Slots by Georgie. Slots by Georgie's a high limit player. I like him. I'm trying to get him on the show. He's already confirmed. He's just waiting to iron out some details, and he's going to be on the show. I look forward to having him on the show. It's going to be a great show. Go over and check out his channel since you can get it. RhinoMan Slots is a wise man. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that. I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but I take it as a compliment for sure. Um, let's see. Then we have Stacey's High Limit Slots. She's another one. She's one of the crew. I reached out to her and she said she would be on in a future episode. Not sure exactly when. Just found Slots by Georgie a few weeks ago. Great stuff. Yes, it is. Very, very great stuff. Thank you, Bradley Jones, for watching his channel. So thank you. It is a compliment. I appreciate that, Robert. Stacy's High Limit channel, another good high limit channel. Guys, I'm a gambler. I am a true gambler, and I enjoy watching high limit play, even though I can't play that way because my bankroll won't allow me to. I have a checking account and a savings account, and they don't talk to each other. You know the stand up routine. Hey, that's me. RhinoMan, I hear nothing about great things about you. I'm new here. Brad, I really appreciate it. Thank you for coming in. And I do appreciate you subscribing. If you notice, Brad across the border, down at the bottom, that is you. You were one of my newest subscribers, and I really appreciate it. Okay, so Stacy's High Limit channel. Then we got my man, MrMike. He's part of a trio that normally you could find them at Cosmo and Vegas probably every other weekend. Him, NG, and Boba, they're like the three amigos. I even seen them do the dance once. So you know him. You've probably seen him a couple of times at Cosmo. And let me tell you something about MrMike. You could walk up to him, talk to him. The same thing with NG and Boba and everything. Talk to him, take a picture with him, just sit and chat with him. Very personable guy. Love the guy. He's very nice. I've had the fortune of meeting him both in person several times. So shout out to him and his channel. Randy the Slot Wizard almost didn't make it in today. He got his ear stuck in Joanne's cast. That's funny. Gamblers Unknown, MrMike stole my channel name, so I went with Unknown. Hey, I'm pretty sure he did, Gamblers Unknown. And then we got Filthy Slot Channel. You guys see him? He wears the in his. I love the intro to his old videos. He used to sit back on the couch, with the leather jacket on. I don't always play slots, but when I do, I play high limit. That was his intro to almost all of his videos back in the day. And I've had him on the show. The links are down below. I've had him on twice. Once for an interview, and I had once on as a featured channel segment. Usually before the beginning of my videos, I used to do a featured channel segment where I'd make fun of some of these slot channels, and I'd put my face on them, or I'd put eyes over them, and I'd make them talk. And I did that with him, and it is hilarious. You got to go check it out. I had no idea he was a bodybuilder at one time. Then after him, we got, another one of the trio right here. Bamba Slots, another guy. But this guy, before he goes to the casino, he does his hair. He gets it all done at the salon. And if he's not playing slots, he's at the salon. If he's not playing high limit slots, he's at the salon. Gambling Granny, welcome in. Thank you for coming in. Let us market you. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Doris Kersey, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate that. So Bumba's another one of the trio. High limit player. Love his channels. Love watching his videos, especially his premieres. They're usually pretty banging. Let's see. And then Mr. Hampe. So we're going to spend a minute or two talking about Mr. Hampe because he's one of the newest high limit channels out there that has been killing it. Slot Bandits are in the house. Thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. So he jumped on the scene with a bankroll, and he has a huge bankroll, and he's been playing high limit slots. Earlier, I said, can they stand the test of time? I have no doubt that he will be able to stand the test of time. And if you haven't watched the whole series, but he did like 40 days, I think it was 39 or 40 days straight of live play. You see a lot of channels out there that will play live for a little bit with some dollar amounts and high limit play. He plays high limit all the time, and he kills it. His lives are entertaining. He's entertaining. I would recommend going over and checking out his channel. And if you just want to know more about him, about what he does, what he is, find it on my channel. I did an interview with him. I think it was one of my first interviews, so I was a little bit shaky on what I was doing, what I was saying. But yeah, Jason, he's definitely belongs in this category for sure. Then we have Firehouse Slots, another guy that I met that will be on a future episode here on RhinoMan Slots, Nightcap Edition. Excellent guy. He loves, let me tell you, he loves the $1 million Dragon Links. You got to find him on his channel because he's always trying to tag that $1 million grand on those Dragon Links, and I'm sure one day he'll hit it for sure. Slot Bandits should be in this category, but I have them saved for a later category down the road. That's why they're not in this particular category here. So these are some slot channels. Slot Mates, they're new. They're brand new to the high limit area. Got to meet them in person a couple of times. Purple and Gold Slots, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. Got to meet them a couple of times. Looking forward to meeting them again. They had personally brought me some chicken that they made at home. However, yeah, James Spitzer, he took it and ate it from me. He wouldn't let me have any of it. So, that's how it goes. Next time they'll bring me some down. They used to own a restaurant. They have 5 kids, beautiful people. If you want to learn about them, check out the interview on my page. Did an interview with them, and I wonderful hearted people. Goldie One, thank you for coming in. Okay, guys. Now we have a couple of channels. There's a lot of them out there, but there's a couple that I'm going to point out. One slid into my suggested video feed the other morning, and I was talking to Gamblers Unknown about it. Just not too long ago, but I was talking to him about it when they slid into my feed, and I couldn't believe it. So anyway, I'm going to introduce them. I'm going to give them a shout out, but this is for the viewers. Beware of channels like this, because channels like this take away from the people that I just introduced you to, that are actually spending their own money, playing their games, winning and losing at slots with their own money, and they are bringing that entertainment to you just so that you could enjoy it, just so you could watch it as I enjoy watching it. But you'll come across a couple of channels like this, and just beware of them. But I'm going to point them out to you right now. First one is Jackpot Slot Fantasies. They have some live feeds going on, and it's basically just a screen. It's like a online game, but they're hitting these massive jackpots, and they put videos up that say, $500,000 won and stuff like that. But you have to dig into the details of their channel, because somewhere in there it will tell you that, hey, it's not a real channel. Randy the Slot Wizard, RhinoMan, we know James ate the chicken. He's been bragging about it since he did that. Yeah, I know. He owes me some chicken, but I don't want any chicken. I want Slotmates chicken. Okay, so the next one here is Slots and Stuff. Now, this channel, they play videos pretty much. Let me go on to here. In their channel, it says it's for entertainment, not for real money, but that's in their description. How many viewers actually click on the channel's description and read the thing when they see the video game? And if you go into their whole channel, it's nothing but, massive wins, and you click on it. It's clickbait again, trying to get you to do that. And look they got 43,000 K in subs. But in my opinion, they're taking away in this community from the high limit players that are actually spending their money to play this and to get the viewers. Um, those jackpots aren't real, but if you just like the fun of it, if you like playing online games and you want to see more about that, you won't you won't be disappointed because they said all their machines are at home. They set them to pay out all the time. Billy F and Slot, low demand, high nonsense, definitely. Bradley Jones, so dishonest that. But let me get this on here. So dishonest that they didn't identify in bold print on every video. You're absolutely right. Penn State Gorilla says, I absolutely won't watch Brian Christopher and NG Slots and the Big Jackpot and Filthy Slot Channel. Hey, bro, that's a personal preference. Slot channels aren't. Some channels aren't for everybody, and I absolutely agree. If there's a channel in there that you just won't watch and you don't like it, it's not for you. Move on. There's plenty of us, plenty of us slot channels that are clawing our way to the top, that want to be up there. Those are the bigger channels out there right now. Whatever they've done, they're doing it. So I would say there's a channel for you in any kind of any category of slot channel you want to watch, and there's some very entertaining channels that are going to continue to grow and get better. Matt's gambling stuff, Gamblers Unknown. I'm sorry, guys, going by just like channels who use slot tips as a way to get viewers. You're absolutely correct. That'll be a topic that's coming up later on during this month. Purple and Gold. I will just keep growing slowly and playing real. Hey, Purple and Gold, I absolutely agree, 100%. RNJ Jr. personality holds my attention, not the bet. You're absolutely right there. For everybody, it's a little bit different. I like NG because he's very humble. You Purple and Gold Slots, you're absolutely right. He is very humble. He will talk to you. I have nothing bad to say about any of these channels. I've met a lot of them personally. So if you don't like the type the type of play that they play, just move on. There's hundreds, there's thousands of slot channels out there, and they're going to continue to grow over time. But like for me as a viewer, I like watching the high, as a viewer slash gambler, I like watching the high limit channels because, or the even extremely high limit channels, because I won't even, some channels get 10K in wins and that's like, well, hold on. I'm sorry. Some channels get 10K wins and act mad. That drives me crazy. You know what? You're absolutely correct, because if I got a 10K win, I'm dancing on the bar. I'm like I just won the World Series. I got the beer shaking. I'll be pouring it over my head. Watch, when I hit the grand, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'll be going to Disneyland or Vegas. Either one. It's the same for me. So, but I like watching the extremely high limit gaming because it's something that I probably won't do, but I do find it entertaining. That part, I guess, to go back to purple and gold's thing, it doesn't necessarily make me mad. You have to look at it from their point of view. Their pockets are deep, and what they're putting into the machine isn't what they're getting out. So, that 10K, maybe they drop 30K, maybe they drop 40K, maybe they drop 50K. Doesn't even matter. But it all boils down to their bankroll and their pocketbook and everything else. Because if I won 10K betting at what I bet, it would be enormous. But if somebody like the big jackpot wins 10K when he's betting $1,000 a spin, that's not much of a win. That's a nice line hit. David Macias, hey RhinoMan, happy belated birthday. We share the same birthday. Will you ever interview SD Guy 1234? You know what? I am working on that one, David Macias. I've been trying to get him on. I'm trying to get the slot bandits on, and they're in here, so I'm calling them out now. Would love to have Corey and Rick on the show. That would be a good one. Matt's gambling stuff. Many people who win really big who don't show much emotion, either lost much money before they're good at controlling themselves. Yeah, lots. Yeah, I get what you're saying. You're absolutely right. They lost much more money before they get those big wins because they control their emotions. Because, hey, like I said on previous channel, I don't mind high limit channels. I don't like high limit group pools where they act like it's by themselves. Hey, you're absolutely right there too. If you're a high limit channel, make sure you're playing with your own money. Or if you do have a big group pool, just let everybody know, because there's a lot of them out there that do it. And that's all well and good. Let me see. There was some more comments here that I missed. Yeah, SD guy 1234. I'll definitely try and get him on. Let us market you. Danny D, the cool scratcher fan. Thank you for being in here. Gambling Granny. Hey guys, we are up on 30 minutes. Real quick, if I could make a couple of announcements before we get out of here. I appreciate your time. I didn't mean to keep you in here too long. One, can you hit the thumbs up button? Two, tonight at 5:30, Love Struck Gambling is doing their first live, 5:15. Go over, check her out. Maybe you like her channel, maybe you don't, but go over and check her out and see what she's about live, and support her a little bit. Straight Up Slots, RhinoMan, thank you for coming in. Good evening. That's one announcement. Tonight, I will be back here with Beers in Hand. We have an interview with Keno Lady. She's a newer Keno channel, but hey, she's been around a little while, and she's really starting to get into it now. She'll be part of the Keno Nation that's coming up. It will be 7:30 my time, which is 10:30 your time, Gamblers Unknown. You'll probably be curled up in bed. Deborah Parker, thank you. Always, I really appreciate that. Let's see who else. So anyway, tune in at 7:30. We have some good stuff coming up. The rest of these episodes in this 30-day in-depth slot channel is going to be amazing. I have some really good stuff coming up. And if you guys know of any channels that I have not mentioned that I should mention, or channels that you think are great, send them my way. Leave me a comment. Let me know. I definitely want to have them on the show, or at least try and say something about their channel. I'll do the research. I'll find out for myself what the channel's about. Really appreciate you guys. Yes, I will definitely contact you on Facebook, for sure, Corey. Absolutely. Until next time, guys, let the good times roll. We will talk later. Appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful day. TikTok, thank you very much for coming.